Alright, welcome back to another painting video. I'm working on this large snowscape here today. So this is oil on a piece of masonite panel. If you've watched my previous video, you'll know that lately I've been working on painting oils on top of various metal sheets, and I may still continue to experiment painting on metal, but I felt like I needed a little bit of a break, and I also wanted to work on a larger piece, so painting on a masonite panel just seemed to make the most sense. So this was a really fun painting to do, not only because of the scale, but I was also experimenting with some textures and creating some interesting sort of effects, not only with the paint but with other materials. So at the start of the video you saw me applying heavy texture, and that was just a type of gesso that has a little bit more body to it, and I actually mixed in some sand with some paste, which had a really neat effect as well. And you can also kind of see I used a blowtorch as well, and that added a pretty neat texture at the edges that I may pursue again, just trying to kind of alter the shape and just add some interesting textures. So this painting was really all about staying loose, having fun, and just experimenting. I tend to be fairly tight with how I paint and try to render things probably a little bit too much. So with this, I just really wanted to not do that and paint with some big brushes and just enjoy the process. So I want to talk a little bit about the themes that I'm currently exploring in my work. Lately I've been really interested in capturing these sort of fleeting and ephemeral moments. And my work has, for quite a while now, been pretty deeply rooted in this sort of Midwest nostalgia, and I'm sort of exploring these themes of youth, memory, and the fragility of time. Since I've been away from home now for almost 5 years now, there's a big part of me that it will always be sort of drawn to the imagery and just those moments that I just find myself missing quite a bit. So this painting is sort of a reflection on that. So yeah, I guess for those of you that don't know, when I refer to home, I'm referring to North Dakota. That's where I've spent my whole life up until recently. And so that sort of upper Midwest themes and subject matter is really prevalent in the work that I'm making. Wanted to give a little update on my MFA experience as well. So as mentioned in the previous video, I'm currently pursuing my MFA at the University of Houston, and it really has been an amazing experience up to this point. I'm right now in my second semester, and I've just been really enjoying talking with all of these wonderful artists, and the studio visits that I've had from other professionals have been super, super helpful. Yeah, I was just talking with someone recently about coming up with an elevator pitch for the type of work that I'm making. And, I have sort of these ideas that are floating around, and there's definitely a through line with the work that I'm making, but I haven't quite been able to put into words exactly what I'm doing right now, but we'll get there. So to talk a little bit about the painting, right now I'm just kind of blocking in these shapes in the snow. And the color palette that I've chosen for this painting, as you can probably tell, is a little strange. Mostly using these sort of muted green and orange tones. In my head, I was trying to use colors that were not sort of these typical wintry colors that you think of. I wanted to use more of these sort of warmer tones to really capture a mood in the landscape, sort of capture a feeling. I feel like I should also mention that I am using a different camera to record this video. Actually, I used two, so I used my phone for some parts, and then a really nice 4K camera. So hopefully that comes through in the end. You can see a little bit of that texture I was talking about a little bit better. And yeah, I'm just excited to have that little bit higher quality as opposed to some of the other videos. They were okay, but I think this is definitely better. That is certainly one thing that making these videos on YouTube has definitely taught me about, what a difference the quality in video makes from one camera to the other. And, it's all a learning process for me. I'm still by no means an expert on anything video related, but I know that this, to me, it looks pretty good, and it's pretty accurate to what you'd see in person. So it's funny watching the playback from these clips and just seeing the attire that I'm wearing, a sweatshirt and a beanie in Houston. You wouldn't think that it gets pretty cold, but it actually does. And the week that I'm recording this, it's also pretty cold, so it definitely reminds me of home. And I guess it's sort of serendipitous how I'm painting this scene too. So just some grass textures here that I'm adding, and this painting is actually kind of wrapping up. And I was kind of asking myself as I was looking at it the other day, when should a painting be done? And I feel like this painting for me is done for now. I need to sort of remind myself what my intent was at the beginning, and never lose sight of that. My intent was to paint a larger, looser piece and to have fun, and I definitely accomplished that. So I appreciate you joining me in this video, and if you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know. But thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.